What's up? Welcome back to Where the Keys At podcast. It's been way too long. In the studio today, all the guys are in. So we got to my right.
We got Gavman.
Is that your official name, Gavman, now?
Kind of.
I'm going to start putting titles down. Gavman. Today, you're going to see the titles. And then over that was fine.
Leroy's back. Your boy's here again.
Yeah. And Radar.
So, everyone's in. Just before the camera started rolling, we were talking about things that are going on. I just really wanted to talk about what's happening this month, like on Telly, because it's Black History Month. Telly's going mad, and like there's loads of stuff, and just loads of things we can talk about that are happening. What have you guys been watching?
Been watching Mo Gilligan, Black British Funny.
Yeah, I said that. I put that in the group, man. I thought that was good, man. I watched it this morning again because I thought I got to watch it again. That's good, man.
Have you seen it, Ray?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So basically, it's Mo Gilligan. I don't think Mo Gilligan's funny, actually.
Do you know what? I've had this conversation before. I don't think he's that funny either.
He's had, because there's some people I work with who like him. He does his Instagrams every day.
Yeah.
I saw one of them made me laugh, and it only made me laugh because he talked about Ipswich in there. I think I posted it in the group. And he's like, you're on holiday, and there's always that one couple like from Ipswich or something, and they say, oh yeah, it's really sunny today. I thought that was funny. But what I do like about him, this documentary, he investigates what happened to all the Black British comedians.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes around and finds all the classic people like Curtis Walker.
Yeah.
Who else is on there? I can't remember who else is on there.
Angela Marr.
Angela Marr's
You've
on
got
that one.
Slim on there.
Yeah.
I like Slim as well.
You've got Dane Baptiste. You've got Eddie Nestor.
There were some heads on there, man.
No Lenny Henry now?
No. He did get a mention, though. There was a mention. Richard Black was mentioned as well. He was on there.
I watched it tonight.
He had a chat with Richard Blackwood, man. That was good, man.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
I like it, man.
What they said about Lenny Henry was actually quite deep. They mentioned him in because they basically said one black comedian per 20 years are allowed on television. They're saying the other comedians, they get on the talk shows, so I'm guessing they talk about question of sport and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And the comedy panel shows. Then they get groomed into having their own show within a year. And they were like, we've been around for 20, 30 years and none of us ever got a show. So it was Lenny Henry in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Then Richard Blackwood
in the 90s,
in the late 90s. And now Mo Gilligan 20 years later.
Yeah.
So they're saying, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about it for a minute. I thought, nah, there must have been someone else.
That's a good point.
It's not. It's true, bruv.
But other stuff. I mean, obviously Curtis Walker was in Royal
McCoy, yeah.
Like, it wasn't his own show.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
And then they went on to have, was that Shadrach and Abednego?
Oh,
is that what you were talking about?
Shadrach was jokes,
and he had his skates on.
And he had the skates on. Actually, when I saw him before, I thought he's walking in that, and then you see him roll back on the skates. Oh, yeah, Shadrach.
He does move like that. But the thing that got me back, he said, they were saying, even in 2010, they had an opportunity for television, they had a big meeting with someone.
Yeah.
And then the person said, you got to see how this other black person does on telly first.
We want to see what this guy brings to this guy can bring to the channel. And they was like...
And then they showed him.
They showed him. And if you see the guy, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was a white guy painted.
Don't lie.
He looked like Chris Eubank.
Don't lie.
He looked like he was in a Chris Eubank suit.
Oh, wow.
And then Shadrach was like, yeah, but you can see that he's got a completely different style to what we've got. We're doing this.
Yeah.
We don't know what this guy's doing. But it's like only one of us can get the shot.
Right.
Yeah.
He's saying, I want everyone to be able to get on.
Of course.
I think that's the mentality.
Yeah.
Which is good.
He's saying basically over the years it's been a one in, one out policy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Lenny was in first.
Yeah.
He came out. Richard Blackwood went in.
Yeah.
While Richard Blackwood was on there, he had his shot. But I like what Blackwood was saying though, how did the television company just completely, when he went bankrupt, they just completely said, nah, we're done with you.
Blacklisted.
Just cut him off, boy.
Yeah.
Things got so low for him that he was in what film was he in?
Another Hood.
Listen, man, that film was bad, bruv. Army runs that show. Yeah, he was struggling.
But still, he was good. I thought he was good at that.
He was good at that film, man.
He acted the way he was supposed to act.
I watched him live. I went to the Richard Blackwood show. That was the first live show I ever went to. I thought he was wicked, man.
But do we think with like Mo saying this now, do you think it's going to pave the way for other black comedians to get on now?
I don't know. Let's be real. With when I was watching it, I was thinking there's so much what he was saying was true. There's so many funny black guys out there, man. So many.
Not according to Ricky Gervais, though.
Well, yeah.
Ricky Gervais, what did he say then?
That's your boy, right? He done told me, man.
Was Ricky Gervais in your top 10? 5 when you done comedians?
He gave him a shout out.
I think I gave him a shout out. I don't think
at the very start of the show, they come up Ricky Gervais saying there's no funny black people.
What?
That's what he said. He looked at Lenny's Lenny Henry's picture. His picture was there, and he goes, "There's no funny black people."
But
looked up at Lenny and
but is he joking around though?
Yeah, it's a joke on the show.
I was on his program, innit?
On it,
yeah.
But then what's his name's like? But I'm watching that and it's funny, but. He said white people watch that and they'll actually think, there can't be no black people that are funny. So that kills them off.
Of course.
Because we ain't been on for 2 weeks, right?
We ain't.
Some stuff has been happening. My Lakers won the title, that's all like that. I know you ain't on basketball, but...
Nah, man, that was good for them.
The best baller in the world's got his 4th title.
Oh, wow.
Best baller ever got his title.
Wow. Ever as well, you know.
Yeah.
And that's Eli's guy, man. But like he said, you got to put respect on his name now, man. He said that.
But that one was for Kobe, though.
What's been going on in the world? So mainly COVID again, I guess, is just the thing
COVID.
That's just
everything is
ramped up again,
crazy.
Ramped up again.
Crazy.
Yep.
Absolutely crazy.
Christmas looks like it's cancelled.
Christmas has been cancelled for a long while.
Christmas is cancelled. They ain't cancelled for us.
Christmas is cancelled for us, man. We can't have no more than 6 people in the yard.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you think? I won't put you on the spot. Do you think people are going to stick to that?
Nope.
Can't see Nan, can't see your cousins at the same time. You got to pick Nan or your cousins.
That's what I'm saying.
Deep, man.
That's silly, man.
That suits me, you know. I ain't got to buy no present for me.
This guy, man. He's so tight, man.
Think about this, right? You can buy presents for everyone, but now you're not going to see them until after Christmas, so you can buy them in January sale, can't you?
This man, I told you about you same brother. This man's in cheap from day one, boy.
Next.
If they can manufacture it, there's a way they can control it. Like I said, the money's in the meds. It's not really in the cure. And to be honest, it's a hard winner anyway. But it just multiplied how the fact of you got your 2 leaders, Boris and Donald. They come out within days or weeks of when they supposedly had it, and then it just looks like the whole thing is just like one is basically guessing of how to operate the circumstances, and you've got another leader that is saying, "Oh yeah." It's not as serious. He said his it's not DNA he's got. It's made out of USA. I mean, that's what Donald said.
Listen, I don't believe that man ever had COVID, bro.
Of course, I don't believe any of them.
Was that like 4 days he come out?
Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah.
Old man like that catching COVID. I don't care how fit you are.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that quick, are they?
Nope, he did not have COVID, bro.
Do you know
no way.
The only way that he could recover that quick was if he was being treated with hydroxychloroquine? Okay, so did you not see this? Any of you see this video of these doctors in white coats who were going to Washington and they were talking about?
Was that with the woman? Yeah.
With the African woman. Yeah. And she said, "I haven't lost anyone since I've been treating everyone with this particular. I think it's hydroxychloroquine, something like that." Yeah. She said, I haven't lost anyone. She said, I've even had a couple in their 90s, a married couple, and she treated them back to health with this particular thing. So I believe that's what he had. Obviously, they were shushed up, and you can't find the video anywhere now. Like no social media, nowhere at all. I mean, how do you feel about the highest areas affected in the UK? Like, for instance, like Manchester. I think Manchester's heavily populated with ethnic minorities. So, and then you see a report that come out on Sky News the other day.
The black people, black men
are more likely to get COVID-19.
I said it like black men.
Breaking news as
well. Women,
yellow
not
bar,
children. Men.
Do they give any reasons why?
Because we have more potential than what they will allow us to think. And then you come to think about how everybody's, like, you've got all these different areas, London, Manchester, Liverpool, name any big city where we are, heavily populated there. And if you eradicate us, then what is left behind in terms of, you got the housing, right? You got gentrification happening.
Yeah.
And then you got other things such as like I said, the whole culture basis of who we are, and then if there's no guidance, then you get left with the children that just run riot in the streets.
Yeah.
So either way, it is a concentrated effort because we're expendable. We get trialed for everything, and then if it's good, then they'll try it on other people. If it's not, then if we die, we die. That's what it is to be.
Yeah. And they're gonna get London as fashion now. Lucky you lot down. I'm sorry, but they will. But are they? I don't know. They put us all under this umbrella of ethnic minorities. BAME, yeah.
BAME, yeah.
But that's. It's not just black people under that. I think they're targeting the Asian community more than they are us. If you look at the places they're going, they've got high Asian communities. Like they were talking about East London, locking down East London Festival, weren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Like they got East Ham and all that sort of stuff. That's
Leicester was locked down for a while as well.
Yeah.
there you go. So.
Manchester as well. So it just goes to show really.
I'm not a scientist, but I doubt. Well, I don't know. They're talking about vitamin D deficiencies and stuff like that as well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is they ain't testing no drug on me, bruv. That's all I know. I'm not taking it. I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with it, man. Listen, I believe I had COVID last year anyway. I was broke up last year before Christmas. When I say I was mash up, I was mash up.
Yeah, Ashwell had the same as well.
I know I couldn't breathe. I believe all the symptoms they talked about, I had last year.
Yeah.
I didn't die from it. I'm still here.
You should take the flu jab then.
Why?
No,
Why?
No flu. Why do you need the flu jab?
Why? Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Prevention's better than cure.
What I think they're going to do
Are you going to take the test? You take the drug test, Rio? You take it?
See, I'm in a vulnerable, not a vulnerable position. I'm not vulnerable. I've got asthma, but that's not one of the conditions. Right. But my job, that's what they're going to get you with your job. So my job, I work around young people in bubbles and whatnot. Right. And they're going to say, well, if you want to go back to work,
you have to take it.
You're going to have a test. Otherwise, you can't go back in. And if you don't take the test, you can't get paid. I can see that kind of thing happening in my job. And probably most people's jobs, if you think about it, you're relying on your job to get money, isn't there? So, Leroy, they say to you, right, you have this test, otherwise you ain't coming into work.
What, the corona test? I'll take the corona test.
Put the thing up your nose.
I'll take the test. I'm talking about the vaccine.
The vaccine.
Right, so once they convince you to take the test, how hard is it going to be to convince you to take the vaccine? They already know threatening your work's going to work. But when it comes to it,
you've got responsibilities.
Yep.
Told you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. But when they say, look, it's this or this, I'm just...
You're going to crumble.
Yeah. I am going to crumble, I know. For sure. I'll crumble for this.
Yeah.
And I think...
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like I said, I've said this before, it's hard because I've said from day one, I'm not taking any vaccine. And it feels like it's rushed as well. So therefore, if it's rushed in, that tells me it's not been done properly.
6 months, they're saying.
Yeah.
Within 6 months, they'll have 1 or 2 vaccines.
Yeah. And normally, they say over history, it should take 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So test it all right, isn't it?
Testing it on all this black.
So what else? Corona TV, Black History Month, entertainment and TV. I think I love the fact that they're doing so much this year on the telly.
It seems to be they're focusing a lot, like an absolute lot. I've never seen it throughout the years at all.
Never.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching. It's not just 10 o'clock either.
It seems like, as we said before, it seems like there's a pushed effort because of how this year's transgressed in terms of the events of George Floyd and such protests and everything, kind of culminating to where Black history, like, okay, they're on edge. We need to do something to make them calm down.
But it's more than that, because it's like they could do that and put on they could just roll out all the stuff they've had for the last 20 years and put them into 1 year. But they're getting the right people. If you look at the credits of who's producing things and who's making things, they are actually doing it the right way as well. And obviously they're doing it because of the pressure, but they're doing it the right way as far as I've seen. There's some wicked stuff out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out at the moment.
And then there is. The next question is, what happens afterwards? Does it just sink back to, oh yeah, we've done our bit and we just kind of just leave things the way they was?
It's only a month, you know.
I know it's only a month. I know. But is it just Black History for a month, or is this Black History we're celebrating it?
Yeah, but a lot of it's going to be online, so it's accessible to a lot of people now. Isn't it? So,
but like I'll say, like the Real McCoy and certain programs like that, people ain't seen it for years, and then all of a sudden it just pops back up.
Desmond's popped back up, isn't it?
Yeah, Desmond's is now on. Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I study history all throughout the year anyway, so that just don't mean nothing to me really a month, really. But
I'm learning a whole lot, man. I thought I knew a lot, but I'm learning a whole lot. And just to have it visually And it's not all
Available.
serious. Some of it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Some of it's whatever.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I mean, I watched a film last night. What's it called again? Babylon. It's called. That's on Netflix.
Oh, is that the 1970s, like with the Rasta? In
Yeah,
the UK?
so I saw it years ago when I was a kid,
I've never seen it,
but then I watched it again.
What's his name?
Aswad, yeah, the guy Aswad, yeah. So I watched it, and obviously they were showing you the culture of like the music and stuff, and
is that what it's about?
yeah, and then sound systems, and then you saw the element of police brutality in it as well, because he got beaten up by the police and stuff. But yeah, that was quite good. That was good insight.
It's a documentary.
It's a film.
Oh,
Actual film.
Yeah, because the bit I saw, the little clip that come up, I wasn't really clear what it was. It looked a bit like it could be a documentary. But
yeah, it's an actual film, but it's a good film. Like I said, I saw it when I was a kid, and I've watched it again last night.
Do you think though, all these things that are happening, do you think it's just black people watching it? I haven't really asked anyone who's from outside of the black community. Because really,
I say no.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the idea is that it reaches everyone, right?
Yeah.
If it just reaches us as kind of preaching to the converted a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that would need to see it, but is it reaching out? Do you speak to other people? Is it reaching other people?
It is reaching other people that want to do it. It's not a case of if it was so available on TV, then people would turn it on and be like, oh, this is on. But there is that platform of resource of if you want to look, there is alternative compared to just what's on TV as such. Mm-hmm. So I think it is great to see, but again, like I said, it's just that whole variety that we need. That's the thing, because you get such a concentrated effort on TV. Like people just seem to watch religiously how TV is, and then you've got online YouTube as such, and you don't really hear how people connect from one generation to another as to, okay, we didn't have the certain resources you have. You had TV back then, and if it went on TV, then it wasn't saying anything.
It wasn't saying anything, exactly. Yeah. So now you've got the platforms now for it to be more accessible.
I'd like to think it was reaching more people than just the black communities.
Yeah. That needs to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
it helps people understand who we are, not just the atrocities, but just where we are right now. How we've used comedy to kind of get over certain things, because as soon as that laughing moment is gone, we got to go back to the seriousness of life.
Exactly.
That's what they touch on in the Mo Gilligan one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. And then the guy at the end, what does he say when it ends? And he said something like, if you don't hear us.
There's no jokes, there's going to be revenge.
Yeah.
Just joking.
I like
I had to
that.
sit back down when he said just joking. Just joking.
I like that.
Chat.
So, but how do we feel about the whole Breonna Taylor case and,
So what happened? Am I missing something with her? Did something else happen?
No, it's just that it's come to the conclusion of you got 3 police officers that got acquitted and one that got given a sentence.
Yeah.
Not how they have a free go away with that, man. I don't understand.
So one of them actually got sentenced, did you say?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly, yeah.
Okay.
But he got a sentence for shooting a neighbour.
It's crazy, isn't it?
American justice,
Listen,
man. American justice is all sorts of messed up. And you'll
black
never be able to
Americans,
understand that.
why do they expect anything different? They
That's
get their
what I'm
hopes
saying,
up.
they
They've been
do.
seeing this for years, man.
They have.
Yeah,
That's been going on for years. No change. Nothing will ever change.
Yeah.
In a big public case like that, they've never got justice.
Nope.
No.
That's why when OJ won, they were like, yes! They knew in their hearts that he'd done it, right?
One victory.
You think he done it, Eli, yeah?
Of course he did, man.
Right?
Either him or his son done it.
Yeah.
I think his son did it.
Yeah.
I think the son did it.
Jason.
Yeah.
I think the son did it. I think the son did it.
But either
It's
way,
like I said, if a glove don't fit, you can't commit. You know? Johnny Cochran said it best.
yeah. But that's what happens, isn't it? You win in any way you can, man.
At the moment, the things that's going on in this world under Trump,
Yeah.
he said we need to get him out of office.
Yeah.
And what he was saying was that, at the end of the day, like, hold your vote back. Basically,
This pub.
do not. Yeah, he's saying hold your vote back. Don't vote Trump at the moment. And like you said, kind of at the end of the day, he doesn't really know Biden, but at the end of the day, like, he'll take Biden over Trump, kind of thing, really. And he says, like, the end goal would be that they need to stop killing us, kind of thing. He said at the end of the day, he said we're being shot and killed, and we've got to try and stop it somehow. But I don't know whether that's going to be through voting the other guy in, or what really?
So he's saying don't vote for Trump, vote for Biden just because he's not Trump.
Kind of.
It's worthless, man. I don't.
They haven't really got a choice over there, have they?
It is. They've got no choice.
Either Republican or Democrat.
Two-party system and a stupid.
But I just feel both parties at the end of the day, I don't know what their different policies are, but always seem to be that always going to go the same way anyway. Doesn't matter who's in charge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's
I just think the country's that's just the way the country runs. At the end of the day, it's the same thing over here. The Prime Minister is just the face.
That's it.
Everything else is done behind doors.
Yeah, of course. There's a power.
There's a bigger power than the president, man.
Yeah,
so what? He's just the man who comes out and says a couple speeches, and everyone guns him.
And that guy, the Biden guy, looked old, man. I saw him the other day. I'd be scared.
Old Jess.
From one of them too.
Have you seen any of the videos of this Biden?
He fell asleep or something. I saw that.
This man is
the one where he's touching little girls and stuff, and touching their face and stuff, and whispering in their ears and stuff like that.
Listen, that whole country messed up, man.
Listen,
and furthermore, I don't know if I can listen to anything Diddy said, man. Nah, man. I know you lot know what's going on with this. Nah, man, come on.
Oh shit.
These rappers, I love them all, and we all listen to. I don't know, I listen to them all all the time, and with a pinch of salt now, but I still listen to.
Pinch of salt now,
yeah. But Puffy, from what I've heard of him, do I want to be listening? Like, he just flip flops, doesn't he?
Yeah.
1 minute he wants to be this type of person, then he wants to be this kind of responsible political person that leads them. He wants to save the black people, but then he wants to kill the black people literally in records. Like,
I saw a video that got put in the group. I can't remember who put it in the group. Was it you, Eli?
Eli put it in.
Eli put it in the group. No, he did. Who's on there exposing people, Eli?
So you need to watch. If you're watching, you need to look up an artist called Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright.
Like the
she's
animal.
going in at the moment.
She is an ex
singer.
She's still a singer, I think.
She's still a singer.
Yeah, she's been around since the mid-90s, and she worked with a lot of prominent artists and artists that didn't make it, and labels and managers and situations. But she exposes Diddy for performing a sex, or having an actor perform a sex act on him.
Just for power play.
Just for a power play. A male actor perform a sex act on him in the office.
Years ago, there was the thing where Wendy Williams said something about him.
Yeah, so he tried to chase her in New York.
Yeah, and he basically just made sure he's like, cancel her.
Yeah.
Just, next you know, she got out the door, but got cancelled with her radio show.
Yeah.
That kind of influence and power that he just kind of used to
and
get back.
Charlamagne the God used to work for her, and now he's got given Diddy this big platform to talk about politics.
Full circle.
So can we trust our black American leaders?
Is he a leader?
Is he a leader or just an artist?
Trying to be.
But are they trying to be leaders though? Because for me, if you're trying to be a leader, why don't you go into the politics side of things?
Kanye trying to be a leader.
Love Kanye, man. You lot keep bullying on my Kanye, man. Leave him alone, man.
Lee, I like Kanye too. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm just saying he is trying to go into.
I don't think he is, Ray. He was just having a moment.
You think I'm right?
Kardashian.
The funny thing about Jaguar Wright is she likes Diddy. She doesn't hate everyone, but she goes on. If you watch a lot of videos, she exposes a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
Not Diddy, sorry.
Common, Talib Kweli. Yeah, Kanye.
She doesn't like Diddy. She hates Diddy. But she likes Kanye.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah,
he's a really good producer, and a lot of stuff he says is true. And
because that's what because she was saying about Beyonce, weren't she? She was saying about Beyonce's music ever since she left Kanye. That her music ain't been that great. Nah, man.
Respond to that.
Hey, no amount of money. No
Listen,
way.
the people that have money have got issues, man.
Come on, man.
Nah, you can't. That's every, you know. Listen, I said it earlier. Some of these people that are rich, have got.
It's like they're playing a game.
They've got some sick mentality in their
they're
head.
playing a game.
Because I could win the lottery and be peed off to the max. It would not come into my mind that I need to show how powerful I am to make another man suck my piece just for power. I'm not giving him money or nothing.
Yeah. It's like
that's foolish, bro.
Power play.
It's a power.
What do you get from that?
Like you're putting it's like chess, innit? You're putting your pieces in position.
I'll buy that,
not for today, but for 20 years. Like Diddy's still on top. He ain't made a hit record in.
You got to be right about that.
It's true.
You're right
he
about
set
that.
it up, innit he?
Nah, man, I can't.
Everyone out there doing stuff for him.
Imagine everyone owes him favours in some type of way.
Of course they do.
And then he'll just run it and go, remember this?
Yeah, of course. Here's a pictures, pal.
Nah, man, that's sick.
And then they were talking about I'll get off it after a minute, but then they're also talking about his wife that died last year.
Yes.
Kim Porter.
Yes.
How she was writing a
So
book.
she was writing a book. Yes. Yeah.
And then she's dead.
And they were scared about what was going to be exposed in this book. And and then he got her to move to wherever, somewhere closer to him.
Really?
Yeah. So then, like, you know, and made it sound like, you know, then I'll be able to like kind of see the kids more and so forth. And then soon as she got closer, that was it.
Man.
Dangerous, exactly,
smiling,
man.
happy and dancing and that.
Exactly, that's it. You know, as soon as you do that, man, family can be wiped out completely.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, as you said, it's power play. You know, it's horrible.
So then, in some ways, if you think about going back to our British comedians, the whole Murray Gilligan thing there, they're not complaining, but they're commenting on how they have not been allowed in for all these years. That might be a blessing if they're not allowed in the game, because all that's going to happen, once you get onto their circuit, you want to get exposed to all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And you always hear artists talk about how it was the best before they made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money ain't everything, you know. Oh, I watched the Sam Cooke thing. The two killings of Sam Cooke you were talking about.
Yeah.
Even that, man, going back to them times.
Yeah. And you see what he's trying to do as well.
Yeah.
As to what, you know.
Getting a label of all the artists on it, man.
Yeah.
Getting them all to own, or he owns it, and then they, whatever. But yeah, man.
On his terms,
They said the mob took him out, didn't they?
Yep. Exactly.
Mob weren't having it. They tried to buy off him, trying to get, or trying to be involved in business with him.
He won't.
He said,
he
didn't even
won't.
say no. Like,
Yeah,
he was rude, right?
No, exactly rude, yeah.
Next thing he's dead.
Yeah. And I think it's the circumstances how they say as well. That's how they think people are so stupid as well. The way they're talking about the way how he's supposed to have died is just.
She shot like how many shots?
I can't remember how many shots, but like.
No, but she shot like 20 shots.
Yeah, 20 shots.
Oh,
Yeah,
she shot,
yeah, there was, yeah. And then you know, so.
And then threw his trousers out the window.
Yeah,
Money in it.
yeah, and the way she was trying to talk about like the way he came into the room, to try and like I don't know what he's coming, what he's trying to get. He's trying to get at something and shot him up. And I'm just thinking that just don't sound right. It doesn't add up to me at all. You know,
That entertainment business is dangerous, man.
it is. It is.
Speaking of entertainment, you see what happened with Coming to America 2.
Is it bought by
Netflix
Amazon?
bought it out now, ain't it? Something.
Amazon bought it
Amazon.
out.
Amazon.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming. It's about to be the next best movie, man.
Oh,
And they've got a
snap.
partnership with McDonald's.
Have they?
Have they?
When I heard that, I laughed. How are they going to promote that? Hopefully they change like doing the McDonald's Happy Meal
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that comes out Christmas.
So they're also making a. I saw a video today because Mike Epps was saying that him and Kevin Hart have put their differences aside for this film.
I didn't know that.
Harlem Nights. They're making another.
Oh,
Harlem
yeah,
Nights.
I heard about that.
yeah.
They're remaking it.
Yeah,
They're
Harlem,
remaking it.
Yeah,
Oh, remake.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard.
believe it.
Yeah, I heard
Wow,
about that
yeah,
with
so
them
Mike-
two.
so I know Mike
Yeah, that's
and-
gonna be funny,
and-
boy.
Yeah.
How are they
Kevin
gonna?
Hart.
Who are they gonna have though, as the woman? The auntie or whatever she is. The
The one who got shot in her pinky toe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who are they gonna have as that?
I don't know. Probably
we really got no one.
Madeira or someone like that.
Oh my god!
Nah, man.
Listen, you can say what you want about him as a person and playing with them characters, but he's done well, man.
Who, Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Wicked.
Of course.
Because I remember when Spike Lee was dissing him. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Years
Yeah.
ago, saying how
Yeah.
he's buffoonery. He was saying when he was dressing up as a woman and doing all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
he was.
He killed it, bro. He
But
has killed
was,
it.
he played the games. I mean, he played the game.
But I understand
But he was-
what Spike Lee was saying though, because like you know, Dave Chappelle's talked about it himself, where he
Yeah.
said like you know they put a dress up in his when he was playing
Blue
his film,
was it
Blue Streak. Yeah, that's
Streak?
right, Blue Streak. Yeah, he's saying about they had a dress up, and he was like, no, he's like, I'm not putting a dress on. I'm funnier than a dress. He said it's like you know why are they always trying to get every black male to play a part with a dressing. You know, so I kind of
sign,
understand, but.
But now look,
Depends how far you wanna
he's
go.
tucking the money away, really. The whole time it's his studio,
Yeah.
and now he's got the biggest lot. They said his lot is bigger than like Warner and Disney combined or something.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he
Jesus.
owns the land, and it used to be a slavery plantation.
Is it?
Yeah, and he said he's flipped. Built
Yeah.
a White House on there, didn't he?
Okay.
So he's built a full. The only
I'm gonna have to look into this, you know, because I ain't got nothing. I ain't seen none of this at all.
Yeah,
Like,
he had the big party last year, and I thought he dead.
and that's horrible to have that mentality, but it's like, you know what, true, right? Though. When someone gets to a certain place, it's either bam, court case is going to come, or he's going to get taken out.
Let's find a way to get rid of this guy.
Or they'll say he was playing with kids or something.
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson, something will come out.
Yeah, of course. Or he raped multiple women like Bill Cosby.
But the big difference with him is he never worked under any system, so he was never working for nobody. His films are all his.
Yeah.
He done deals where he sold his films to distributors and whatnot, so they never had him, so they can't really. What are they going to have over him?
Yeah.
Like with Michael Jackson, he was signed to a label for years. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Had their people and all that sort of stuff around it. This guy is independent from day one.
Yeah.
But then again, did he need to actually put a dress on for him to be taken seriously? Like, I mean, because like without Madea, would people know him, who he is, his product? That's the thing, because there's a whole Madea series behind it. What he's about, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, would he have needed to do that to get where he's at as a stepping stone?
You can't tell, can you? But do you know what it is? He comes from theatre, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And in theatre, men play women a lot in theatre.
Yeah.
That's a tradition, isn't it? It comes from sexism and all sorts. But so he comes from that background and he put it into his films. I've never watched a Madea film in my life.
I haven't either.
No.
But that's what he did.
Yeah.
And I suppose without it, yeah, you're right, he maybe wouldn't have made it that far. But his clients or his audience was black church-going mums, basically, weren't it? That's what he said. That's what they said his target demographic was, and they're happy seeing it. So there's a reason none of us have seen a Madea movie.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, you know, you see the amount of stars throughout the years who had to put a dress on. You know, you got Eddie Murphy, you got Martin Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure.
Did Eddie Murphy wear a dress?
Eddie Murphy
Yeah,
wore a
Will
dress.
Smith,
Yeah,
Will Smith done.
yeah. Eddie Murphy wore a dress in Norbert.
Oh, okay, you like that film. I haven't really
Like
seen it.
Professor as well.
Norbert's funny,
Yeah,
man.
like Professor.
Yeah,
I do like Norbert. It's funny, man.
Yeah.
But knowing all you know about that industry, though, you still want to hear the music.
Old
Still want to
stuff.
hear Mary J. Blige singing. I'm
Old
not
stuff.
gonna cry.
Yeah.
She's singing about something else, you know.
She's talking about that night, yeah?
She Blige got his hand on her shoulder and she's singing that boy.
Because Django was like, surely you gotta be happy now, bitch, because you've been singing them same songs for the last 10 years.
Yeah, trying to convince everyone that she's happy.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Hilarious.
Oh man.
But what about R. Kelly, though? We spoke about him before.
We did speak about him before, man.
But are you going to listen to R. Kelly anymore?
I don't know, man.
I never really listened to R. Kelly anyway, to be honest. I don't listen. I never listened to any of it.
Horrible, man, because man's got kids up in there like hostage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me just play devil's advocate for a minute,
Go on,
right?
go on.
God.
We said Michael Jackson had all this power. Then they start telling these stories on him.
Yeah.
We talked about Bill Cosby in the past, yeah?
Yeah.
Isn't R. Kelly a powerful black man? He writes,
I'd say yes.
he's got publishing, he's got like hits from everyone from Celine Dion to
Yeah,
like...
everyone wants to work with him. Yeah. I'd
So
say yes.
isn't it feasible to think that like these people done the same thing to him?
Yeah, it's true, but
We still listen to Michael Jackson.
I was about to say, remember Mike, right, started this industry when he was a child. So in his mind, he didn't have a childhood. So he's trying to emulate all the things he was supposed to get.
Sound like you're making an excuse.
No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's called...
Because this is what I've been said.
He's called a
what's been
spot
said.
Neverland. Whose home is Neverland? Peter Pan. Peter Pan don't grow up.
Yeah.
Did Mike grow up? No, he didn't have no childhood.
I'll go back. Do we think R. Kelly's innocent? Is that what we're saying? We don't think he did this. Nah, bro. I want to know. Because for me, I don't understand if he didn't do what he's done. I don't understand how a mother can have people follow her around trying to chase her daughter down from R. Kelly, because that was on the documentary.
That I can understand.
Do you know what I mean? That weren't people just talking. That was her getting filmed, chasing her daughter down, saying "come," trying to take her back from R. Kelly.
That was Surviving R. Kelly, right?
Yep.
So I know that
What was their name? I forgot.
I can't remember.
So
But she went back to R. Kelly after that, and then she got her back again.
Who was the makers of that documentary again?
Is it Showtime or something? I don't know, one of them, Lifetime.
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 Yeah, so you know Lifetime and R. Kelly had beef, right?
Really?
Beef for years because they tried to get R. Kelly to do stuff and R. Kelly said nah, basically gave them the FU sign. So therefore they've been trying to get at him for years as well. So as soon as this opportunity came,
Shake them.
they're going to make someone look in a worst light ever.
Listen,
Bill
from when
Cosby,
man...
Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, if they've done it, they've done it. My point is, I still want to watch The Cosby Show. I still want to listen to Bad, and I still want to listen to R. Kelly. I don't see nothing wrong.
Why? I do see something wrong with that tune there. That tune, I can't listen to that tune no more.
I still want to listen to
I can't listen.
Nothing But a Number.
Big tune.
That hurt me, that song does.
He said his mind's
I
telling
think
him
we
no.
have to
His body's telling him yeah.
Yeah. But I think we need to separate.
That's where the
art
man was
from
talking real talk. I mean, you know the man, he busted real life lyrics.
Yeah.
That is what he was saying in that tune, bro.
Said, though, I think this is just something that's happened from the start.
Generations.
Of this rock and roll pop music.
It's been for
They're
generations.
all talking about little girls all the time.
Yeah. It's been something going on for
Whether that's
years.
Elvis
Like
Presley
I said,
or R. Kelly.
come on now, Elvis Presley. Jeez. You know what I mean?
Elvis went to Germany and got that girl at 14 and brought her back.
He don't get talked about in that light though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How old was Priscilla when he got married to her? Was she like 12 or something? 12 or 13
No,
or
he met
something?
her at 14 in Germany.
Okay, yeah.
He met her and then told her, because he was over there, he was enlisted ready or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he told her family, I'm taking your daughter back to America. And they said no when she's 16. He got back and then he sent for her before she's 16. She came and lived with him. And apparently they slept in different rooms until she was 16.
Come on now.
And then he married her.
None of that shit's, you know.
R. Kelly could be doing the same thing. Could be innocent like that. And these girls are just at his house.
Innocent. So, hold on. You just said that about Presley. So R. Kelly could be innocent like that.
Hold on a minute.
So you think the man just left them in the other room?
Has
until
R.
they got
Kelly
to
been
8?
convicted yet? Has he been through a trial and stuff and been convicted? So at the moment he's still innocent till proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave it as that then.
Go on, Ray.
I mean, it's a hard one. I was talking about Bill Cosby this week, and I was like, and then someone was like, yeah, but the amount of women. I'm like, yeah, but women can be paid, you know. That's like the timing of it as well. And like someone was like, well, you know, if you're going through something traumatic,
Me too,
you may not want to come out as soon as. Because I said, if it was me, I'd be coming out straight away. But like some people are not going to be like that. They're going to want to wait and stuff. And like, obviously, then when you see other people coming out, that's when you're going to start coming out of the woodwork and stuff. But
I believe, right,
it's just the amount.
Cosby's
though.
not innocent.
I don't think he's innocent. I just don't believe in
the
numbers. That's what I said. That's the same thing I said. I don't believe he's truly innocent, but I don't believe those amount of numbers as well.
Yeah, because
That's a lot of numbers.
There's a lot of numbers there. Exactly.
I don't know if it's coincidence, right? But Cosby, there was a point where when this was all coming out, there was a couple years before he tried to buy NBC.
NBC.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Why would you get someone who's trying to get a network and take him out when there's already there are black people you could get, like the guy who used to run BET? They could have just got him a long time ago. Why don't they get him?
Because with Bill Cosby, what he was trying to do for the network, he was trying to put a lot of pro-black stuff out, a lot of black history, a lot of black positivity out there. BET, you got girls shaking her booty, twerking it, you know what I mean? So that's not a threat. You know what I mean?
BET changed, boy.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I feel as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Like, all this has come out about him, right? And he was supposed to be a really good friend with Hugh Hefner. How has Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
Nothing's come out of him about the years, and he man had play bunnies. You're telling me all them girls ain't outrageous? It's got to be R. Kelly Part 2, you know. Oh, this is the original version of R. Kelly, you know what I mean? And the man was allowed to live his whole life and die.
R. Kelly saw what Hugh Hefner was doing and thought, boy, I want to be that underpipe piper.
If R. Kelly is guilty, then he was in plain sight for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
Like that.
Man had it in his songs, lyrics and stuff, if he did, you know what I mean? But
So when he gets found guilty, like, how are you going to feel about it? Because you were singing them lyrics, you know. You were playing them tunes to the people in the club, you know. You know, he was promoting more than us.
yeah.
I bet you if and when he gets found guilty, I can still go to a black wedding and play "Step in the Name of Love" and all
Of course.
those
Oh yeah, you can play that.
100%.
You can play that.
Really changing my life.
100%.
I don't know if you're going to play the keys to ignition no more though.
It's horrible to say,
big
but
tune,
I just don't think. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Have you seen about the they made like a black football coaching union now, so it's all black coaches, black football managers and so forth, and they've started that up, and basically there's a stupid percent of black coaches in the game that, you know, you've got loads of like black kids coming up and playing for clubs now, but they haven't got the black coaches behind them, so they've got no one to guide them really. So basically they've approached this group has approached the FA and said, look, we want to have this put in place. The FA said, okay, we'll look into it, but like give us 6 years kind of thing. And they said, no, 2 years at the most. So that's what they're looking to.
I think that whole more. Give us 6 years, right? Because you kind of mentioned this before.
Yeah.
That's such a tactical thought. I can say like, it's like you're talking to your kids and they come and ask you for something. You go, yeah, ask me again in half an hour. Because you know
by then they'll probably forget or something. The
agenda changes, don't it?
Yeah.
They get distracted or whatever. But they said no, they rejected that, yeah?
They've obviously got it going, and they have a meeting every Thursday at the moment. So I know there's dialogue there, but I don't know how far forward it's moving. But I know there's an article in the paper about it now. So
who are in the paper, who do they name? Are they ex-footballers? Are they powerful people or...
So there are a lot of them are ex-footballers. I can't remember who the guy is who's been heading it for them. I can't remember who. He used to be an ex-footballer, but there is a lot. So what they're talking about now is they're trying to say that they need some of the black footballers behind it to try and kind of push it more, get the weight. So they've approached certain players. They've approached Danny Welbeck, Danny Rose. Approached Danny Rose.
Okay.
Carl Walker.
These are British players.
Yeah, but the main one they want to get is Raheem Sterling, because Raheem Sterling's he's had a lot about him recently. So if they can get Raheem Sterling on side, then that will something that push him forward. I think he will. I think he will.
He's been in the public a lot. Yeah,
with the other stuff he's doing.
He's been in the public eye a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know if they've approached Rashford, to be fair.
Football's getting now a generation of players, just like basketball, really, at the same time, of players that are quite happy to speak up for what they feel is right, and they're not really that afraid of backlash. I don't even know these players, so I don't know if Rashford is set or what, but I think what he's done.
I think he's set.
Is he set? Is he easy? Like
he's a young man, so he's got a long career.
At Manchester United, so
yeah,
he's playing as well.
Be careful though, because you know the British public. There might be a backlash on that, and
of course there's going to be a backlash. There's always going to be a backlash on it because the British media. Look at the whole diversity thing. The performance they did. You know what I mean? The backlash I got for that. So it's going to be a backlash.
If you've got no prospects, if you know you can't be a manager at top level, you might not even try and be a manager at all.
Yeah.
So that will change people's thought process. Even if they don't end up being a manager, they might go through the programs, meet people, do new things that they wouldn't have thought about doing.
No, I agree, 100%. Just hope it works for them.
Well done to them, whoever that is getting involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up that.
All right, ready to sign off for Where the Keys At this week? With Leroy, Ray, Gavman, Eli. We're back next week. Where the Keys At is out. Peace.
Peace.
Where the keys at?